So, you want to upgrade your shared web hosting to a powerful virtual private server but don't know what provider to go with? The world of VPS hosting is a bit more complicated, but you're in luck. In this video, I'm going to show you my recommended best VPS hosting providers that even a beginner can use. Alrighty, so this video will be sort of a Hostinger versus A2 hosting comparison. The reason is that there aren't many VPS hosting providers that I could recommend. A lot of them are really expensive or, well, quite complex. That's why I'm covering the two best options on the market. With that out of the way, let's start with Hostinger VPS hosting. Hostinger fits what I'm looking for in a good VPS. It's easy to manage and has powerful technology. But these aren't the only things I would recommend Hostinger for. You see, these virtual private servers are really affordable. Do you want to have your own personal server for like $6 a month? No problem, you can grab a plan with a 1 vCPU core, 4 gigs of RAM, and 50 gigabytes of SSD storage. Of course, this plan is quite limiting, but it's more than enough for small-medium sites. I've personally moved one of my blogs to this cheap VPS hosting server and I haven't had any problems. The great thing about VPS is that you can start with the cheapest server, and when your project grows, you can easily upscale your server. Hostinger VPS specifically offers configurations with up to 8 cores and 32 gigabytes of RAM memory. Okay, let's go through more details. The biggest con of Hostinger is that it only offers unmanaged servers. If you're unaware, unmanaged VPS means that everything is, well, up to you. Updating, managing, and securing. Hostinger just gives you the physical server, meaning that technical knowledge, or at least willingness to learn, is a must running these VPS. As for the tech I mentioned, Hostinger uses powerful Intel Xeon E5-262 processors, ticking away at 2.4 GHz, and it upgraded its storage space to NVMe or non-volatile memory, which is the current fastest storage access and transport protocol. You also need to know about renewal pricing. Hostinger, in that regard, is very consumer-friendly. Overall, the price increase is around 2 times, but my cheapest plan renewed at $8, so that was just a $2 increase. And hey, to make Hostinger even more affordable, use the links in the description to snag a VPS with a tasty discount. Now, the management side. Hostinger VPS only runs Linux servers, and when starting out, you can choose from Ubuntu, CentOS, Debian, etc. What sets Hostinger apart is that even though you're dealing with unmanaged servers, a lot of your tasks are done through their H-panel. It's a modern and very effective type of control dashboard that I honestly sort of fell in love with. With H-panel, you get full root access, meaning you can pick between using Hostinger management tools or using third-party managers like Server Avatar or Plesk. Another reason I would recommend Hostinger for everyone wanting to try out virtual private server hosting is that it implements a lot of AI support, like this AI assistant. It sort of works like your personal support agent. For example, I can type in any question I have about my VPS servers, like what OS and control panel my server runs, and the AI assistant will give me the answer. Of course, like with all AI now, it's bound to make, well, stupid mistakes sometimes, but I think this Hostinger feature will only improve with time. I also really appreciate that you can easily get detailed usage reports for your server, allowing you to understand how much and what type of resources your project, well, eats the most. Right, comparing the performance of Hostinger versus A2 hosting VPS is more difficult than shared hosting. Not only do the plans differ in some big ways, infrastructure and even your own configurations play a massive role in performance. So I've decided to compare these providers' VPS and shared plans to see if you should upgrade. So my fresh WordPress install fully loaded in 1.2 seconds on the first shared hosting plan. Now, let's see how that cheap VPS hosting plan does with the same setup, and it managed to load everything in 0.8 seconds. That's around a 30% speed increase without doing anything apart from moving to VPS. Quite impressive, especially considering that Google recommends loading under 2.5 seconds. But do remember that a lot of performance will be determined by how well you manage your site. It's called self-managed for a reason. The next VPS hosting provider that I recommend you check out is A2 Hosting. While Hostinger offers only self-managed servers, A2 offers managed and unmanaged options with many places to grow. Regarding server configurations for unmanaged servers, the entry-level option that comes with 1 GB of RAM, 20 GB of SSD, and 1 core priced at approximately $3 per month. So compared to Hostinger, this entry plan is way cheaper but is more limited, basically being viable for small projects. On the other hand, for managed VPS solutions, the first package comes with 4 GB of RAM, 150 GB of SSD, and 2 cores priced at around $40 per month. So managed VPS is much more expensive, but is it worth it? Honestly, if you're in a situation where you want to expand your business but don't want to spend months learning new technical details, managed VPS might be the best choice. You control managed VPS like you do shared hosting, in this case using cPanel. And everything complicated like setting up the server, updating software, or security is done by the A2 team. If you've heard anything about A2 Hosting, it's probably their turbo plans where it pushes the tech and resources to the max. Moreover, an A2 optimization plugin is included, enhancing site speed based on the specific setup of A2 servers. Additional optimizations such as HTTP2, SPDY, and ESI are implemented to refine overall performance continuously. Basically, everything here is pushed to the turbo. Just like Hostinger, A2 Hosting uses non-volatile memory SSDs to ensure the best performance. A2 also implements first purchase discounts, like most other providers. As you can see, different plans have different discounts, but overall, A2 is similar to Hostinger, raising the prices around 2 times for all VPS plans. Pretty consumer-friendly if you ask me. Like Hostinger, A2 Hosting only runs on Linux servers, and you can choose from Ubuntu, CentOS, Debian, and Alma Linux operating systems. However, A2 has a more limited control panel selection than Hostinger. You can only choose between no panel at all, cPanel, or Webuzo. Keep in mind that only Webuzo is free. cPanel requires quite an expensive license. And if you're going to get a managed server, most of your work will be done exclusively through cPanel. Everything up to now was sort of the same quality level as Hostinger, but there is one problem. I don't like the A2 dashboard. Just compare how clean the Hostinger dashboard was. And here, there's just so much clutter everywhere. Like, why do we have 3 different menus? Why on my website management page do I always need to see extra things that I could buy? Why do I need to see my support pin all the time? The footer that is always present also makes you feel like you're still browsing the A2 website and not managing your site. So that might have been a bit of a diatribe, but most other providers already updated their dashboards, which is probably the only con of A2 VPS hosting. Oh, another important thing, A2 Hosting doesn't include automatic backups with your VPS server. Unlike Hostinger, which starts taking snapshots or backups every week automatically, A2 requires to set up backups manually. And I can't stress enough how important backups are, so don't forget to create one at least once a week. But if you go with managed servers, this lack of backups evens out since you get Immunify 360 Security Suite for free. This software helps not only with malware detection or overall protection of your server, it also helps you fight spam and bots and Everybody hates spam and bots. Regarding performance, I'm currently using the Lift 4 managed plan to host my projects and tests. Let's run the same setup as we did with Hostinger. The shared hosting option without turbo managed to load fully in 1.3 seconds. While testing my VPS plan, it loaded in 0.9 seconds. So just like Hostinger, we have around a 30% speed increase just by moving to a VPS. However, these results are without even tapping into the turbo plans. So that's why I've upgraded to the Mac 8 plan and ran the same test, and the results were 0.7 seconds, and that's another 20% load time decrease. With that said, adding all up, VPS turbo servers can improve your project performance by up to 50% without any hard work from you. Before we conclude this, drop a like on this video if it helps you out, and don't forget to subscribe to the Cyber News channel to keep updated on all the latest news. If I were to make a personal pick, I'd lean toward Hostinger. It provides truly affordable VPS complete with root access. Hostinger is by far the easiest virtual private server to manage, and the performance is top of the class. A2 hosting comes in second. It offers both managed and unmanaged servers. The performance is great even without tapping into the turbo options. The only con is that A2 is more difficult to manage for beginners. Make your pick and happy hosting! I hope you had a great time watching my best VPS hosting video and that you discovered some valuable insights. Should you have more questions or want a more in-depth Hostinger review for VPS, don't hesitate and drop a comment. As always, you'll find the most up-to-date discount deals in the description. Until we meet again, take care and I'll catch you all next time.